Welcome again to the wonderful series, The Art of You interview series. Now, this series has come about as an invitation to several businesswomen who are willing to share their expertise, their insights, and their story of how they started in business and how they've created a successful business, either working from home or as a small business owner. I'd love to invite you to watch these with me. And with me today we have Camille, and her surname is pronounced Thurnherr. She has given me the Swiss pronunciation. I'm definitely not going to try and say it today. I'll leave that to her. So Camille, welcome here today. I'd like to start off with asking a little bit about you. So if you could tell me a bit about yourself, perhaps introduce yourself and say your surname for us again so we know exactly where you're coming from.
Nice. So my name is Camille Thurnherr, or Thurnherr in Swiss. So that's the Swiss pronunciation. I'm a dating coach. I help single women in how to attract a suitable partner so they can really have that relationship they deserve.
That's fantastic. What made you go into the dating game? That is really interesting.
Well, what got me into it, it's something that I had struggled with a lot in my 20s, and I'd already been coaching for about 7 years at the time, and I really wanted to specialize in something that I was passionate about, something I felt like I could really give the most value and make the most difference in, and it's something that is so dear to my heart, and I'm passionate about helping women finding love. It's such an important thing in life, so...
Now, Camille, I was on your website earlier. It's ignitemisterright.com, isn't it?
That's right.
That's right. And I noticed that you mentioned that you actually found the love of your life after the age of 38. What took you so long?
That's a really good question, actually. I mean, I am now 38, so we've been together for 7 years. But yeah, it's taken me definitely a long time. I actually my tendency was going for the wrong sort of guy. I fell in love with a lot of unavailable men, or men who I went into relationships too quickly, and it was this quick, intense, passionate thing, and then they just sort of disappeared and never heard from them again. So that was my pattern, and yeah, it took me a long time to change that, and by doing a lot of research and personal development myself, I really turned things around for myself.
You obviously sound very passionate about this. So how did you know that this was something that was right for you to do?
Well, it was something that I always talked about with my girlfriends, and once I found my partner, so many of my friends would come to me for advice. So because it was such a dear thing to me, I wanted to help other women in finding the same thing, because it breaks my heart meeting women in their 30s who really want to settle down and maybe have a family, you know, women who don't know how to actually find that guy. So I knew that I had to help, and it was my mission to actually help them. My cat's just
she's beautiful. Is it a she or a he?
Her name is Lucky. So
oh no, she's a beautiful, absolutely. Camille, please tell me your ideal client. You've just mentioned the word woman in their 30s. Would you say that's your target market, or would you just elaborate a little bit as to who is your ideal client?
My ideal client is really a woman in her 30s, so early 30s, mid 30s, late 30s, a woman who's been quite successful in her work life, who's got a great circle of friends, who really knows who she is, but she's often a little bit, has lost touch with her femininity and doesn't know how to actually attract that right guy, doesn't know how to actually navigate through the early stages of dating. That would be my ideal partner. That would be my ideal client.
Single woman?
Single woman, that's right.
Absolutely. So what is it that you most enjoy about your business?
One thing would be the creativity that comes with it, being able to create new programs. I've just created a new webinar course, and also the freedom of really being in charge of my own destiny. So I've always loved freedom, and it's really given me the freedom to create my own lifestyle and pick my own working hours to a certain extent, of course. So
Camille, that's so interesting. In all the videos that I have currently completed, most of the women have said that freedom and working around arranging their business around their own hours is exactly what got them started in business. I'm amazed because even myself, time freedom is of utmost importance to me, and wanting to create my own business around my children and my family. So I get it totally. Now, one of the things, obviously, that you must have started out in your business is you probably had a few fears and you probably had a few challenges. Would you care to share some of those challenges with us?
Definitely. I mean, my biggest challenge was to actually make it into a full-time business, because it was a part-time business for a couple of years. I was still working part-time. So the biggest challenge really was, okay, this is my business now, and I'm going to take it all the way, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to really turn it into a full-time business. And that's only just happened within the last last 5 to 6 months. So
can you say exactly what the defining moment was when you made the decision? Okay, great.
Yeah, absolutely. The defining moment was that I knew I just had to quit my job, and I did, and I knew I could build it once I had made that commitment. So I forced myself to do whatever it took, and I knew how to get clients. So it wasn't that wasn't my challenge. It was just really making that commitment to actually make sure I got enough clients for what I needed. So it was really just feeling the fear and doing it anyway, and being willing to work quite hard for quite a few months. I never say it's all smooth sailing. It definitely takes a lot of determination and a lot of hard work, and really committing to follow through no matter what.
It really does. And I think that anybody watching this as well can take away from this that you're quite committed to making it work. So there's that level of commitment that goes into a business that when you're pushing too hard, and when you need to step back. But it's definitely the consistency and the commitment that you apply in your business that pushes you further. Would you agree to that?
Definitely, and there is also trusting, and as you said, sometimes it's not about just pushing. It's sometimes sitting back and just going, okay, well, where do I need to reconnect with myself? Like, what am I really doing this for? What's the bigger why? What's the bigger reason behind this? And really nurturing ourselves and fulfilling our own, fulfilling my own. In making sure I'm taken care of, and then again, okay, it's time to go harder again. So it is very much about being in touch with yourself too.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because being in touch with yourself and being aware of what's happening to you, in your mind, body and soul, basically, is, we need to have these checks in place that we know exactly when we need to pull back, because sometimes we're just so driven to succeed that we forget to just listen to the quiet voices that tell us to slow down some days. It's very interesting that most of the women that work from home understand and have placed boundaries around them, where they know when when there's time to shut off and not as well. I just love what you're sharing with us. I really and truly do, and I think that there's great insights into what you've just said, especially that last comment about nurturing yourself and the self-care part of it as well, because we can often forget to do that.
Yes, absolutely. And I guess with working for yourself is you're the inspiration to whoever you provide a service to. So really, you have to walk your talk while you're doing that.
Now, working on your own, I take it that you sometimes might feel a little demotivated. What will get you motivated again to start again, so that you don't just let it slide and put your business off?
That's a really good question. What really helps me is connect with someone I've helped. So, reading a testimonial or reading an email that they sent me and going, oh my God, this is actually, it's not just my decision. It's more of a calling. I need to help more women. And I've already made such a big difference. So it's not about me, it's about them. That's what really helps me every time. Get up early and like, okay, I've got to keep this going. it's too important not to.
That goes back to the big why that you mentioned earlier, having that dream and that vision. And when you do feel that you do forget sometimes, or things aren't working out as well as what they should, you go back to what is it that, why did I choose to do this in the first place? Why did I get involved? And as you said, it's not because of you, it's because of you being able to help somebody else achieve the result that they want in their business. I think for most of us that are doing something similar, in the coaching industry, mentors, consultants, I think putting other people ahead of yourself in terms of their results and their achievements is the reward that we often get in our businesses. Do you agree with that statement?
Absolutely. And it sounds so simple, but sometimes it is. We can get caught up in, okay, well, what's in it for me, and why haven't I achieved this and this? And it's sometimes easy to forget why you're actually really doing this. And it just takes, maybe it is a matter of just sitting back sometimes and regrouping and reconnecting to the bigger purpose and the bigger vision that gets you back on track.
Now, you're very much online, but I take it that you also work with women face to face. How do you go about promoting this actual business?
Sure. I do Skype sessions as well as webinar courses online. So my main way of promoting myself is Facebook at the moment, and I run a lot of free webinars to give women a bit of a taste of what I do. So I usually run them once a week, and then I would promote my webinar course on the webinars, or women will contact me for face-to-face coaching for the Skype sessions.
Tell me a little bit about that webinar course.
Well, it's been a really, really interesting journey. I'm just running my third one at the moment, and it keeps on evolving. But it's a wonderful opportunity for women also to connect as a group, because they connect in between the sessions in a private Facebook group, and I find that's been a really big part of it as well, because they realize, God, I'm not by myself, and they can learn from other women's experience. And well, I guess without giving away too much of the content, I keep it very fun and very I add a bit of entertainment into it. So it really it's a process where women can explore different parts of themselves, and they also get encouraged to actually go out on dates, as well as really having a lot of fun in the process of it.
It sounds really exciting. What outcome can they expect if they do your webinar course?
I love your questions. Well, the outcome they can expect is that they actually would meet at least 3 potential suitable partners by the end of it. So it's not one of those courses where it's all about internal work, even though I do cover a lot of that. It is very much about actually going out on dates and learning different things while they're out, doing their dating. So the outcome is really more confidence, understanding men a lot better, and actually meeting guys that they potentially could go into a more committed relationship with.
Sounds fun, and it sounds exciting. It also sounds rather challenging.
Yes, of course.
Camille, what advice would you give to anybody wanting to start out in business right now? There's so many small business owners or wannabe entrepreneurs who are already ready to take the next step and start their business. What advice would you give them?
First of all, I would say definitely believe that you can do it. And the second piece of advice would be pick something that you're really passionate about, and a business that is really aligned with your values and who you are. Even though your business shouldn't be your identity, but the more it can be something that you're aligned with and that reflects your values, the more likely you'll be able to succeed and push through when it gets a little bit more challenging.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with aligning your values to your business. And I think it is very important for anybody wanting to start a business to first do a values elicitation, because sometimes many people believe that their business values and their personal values are the same, when in actual fact it can be quite different, and there could be conflict within the two. So it's very important to have a look at them and just to see, where there is an overlap and an alignment in your values. Wonderful, wonderful answer. And I'm sure that, anybody watching this will definitely take something away from that. Now, what is one resource that you cannot do without in your business? I know for me, it's probably my laptop.
Well, it's a good question. Do I just have to pick one? I guess it would be, for me, it would probably be YouTube.
Oh,
Because I guess I need my laptop,
yes.
for YouTube. But as far as resources go, and it's also such a great tool to spread my message, as well as, if I need anything, if I need to find out how to do certain things within my business, I just Google it and watch a little YouTube clip, and it's just such a great way to get anything you need straight away.
Yes, it is. Google, the mother of all answers.
That's right.
And we all just love Google, that's for sure. Now, Camille, please, I'd like you just to tell us where we can get in touch with you if anybody wanted to use your services or wanted to connect with you in any way for some relationship advice. Please, could you just tell us where we can find you?
So the best way would be just to go on my website. So it's www.ignitemrright.com.
I love that name. It just sounds so good. In closing, one last bit of shared advice that you'd like to leave us with.
I guess for single women who are listening, definitely there is a much better way. There's a much easier way. So if any of this resonates with you, I'd love to hear from you. And for all the new business owners, it's so worth it. Definitely give it, believe in yourself and follow through. It's the best thing ever. And I think it's such an exciting time to be in business right now.
Yes, I agree. And business owners, you've heard it from Camille. Believe in yourself and give it a good go. Camille, you're on Facebook. Can you just give us your Facebook handle, please, so we know where to find you on Facebook as well?
Sure. So my Facebook name for Ignite Mr. Right is Ignite Your Mr. Right. So Facebook/Ignite Your Mr. Right.
Well, there we go. Everybody, if you're looking to find your hot date or you're looking to find your soulmate, Camille is the person to go to. Please, she's given you her website, www.ignitemrright.com. Go and find her there. I'd love to hear how you find her and her wonderful webinar course as well. I'm married, so I won't be using her services, but for those of you who do, please, I'd love some feedback on this as well. Camille, thank you so much for sharing your insights and tips with us. I'm sure that there are many gold nuggets to be found in this video as well, and I really appreciate the time that you've taken to share those insights with us. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Take care and have a great day.
Bye.